If you would love to sit down at the piano and make beautiful music, but you're just not sure exactly where to start, maybe this is your first time sitting down at the piano and it's very intimidating to you, or maybe you've been playing for many years, but have never been taught the basics of how to play without any music in front of you, this is the perfect video for you. This is part of our new playlist called Adult Beginners Begin Here. If you stick with me to the end of this video, you will learn about the key of F major and how to play in this awesome key. You will learn how you only need one chord in your left hand with a couple of different patterns, and you'll soon be making music with both hands at the piano. So come over to the piano. I'd love to show you how this is done. My name's Rebecca and welcome to my music studio. I have a passion for teaching anybody to play the piano, whether or not you have music in front of you or not. I think it's important to learn how to read music, but even if you don't have music in front of you, with just a few easy techniques, you'll be able to improvise and make beautiful music anytime you sit down at the piano. If this is something that interests you, please make sure that you like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you know exactly when I upload a new video. I would love to know today, how many years have you been playing the piano? If you have ever had previous lessons, have you ever had anybody sit down and teach you exactly how to improvise? This is something that I never was taught how to do. So even though I studied music from the time I was a very young child, all the way up through college, I was never actually taught how to improvise on the piano. Just sit down, make beautiful music, and not worry about anything. It's great end of the day therapy for me, and that is why I love piano improvisation so much.
If you've only just begun playing the piano, you've likely learned to play in the key of C major, which are all of the white notes between C and C. I love C major because it's not having to worry about any of the black notes. But today we're going to play in a new key, which is the key of F major, and that is the white notes between F and F with one exception, and that is a B. So instead of playing a B, we're going to play the black note that's directly next to it, and since it is going down on the piano to the left here, it's called a flat. So this is called B flat. So instead of hitting B when we do our scale, we're going to hit a B flat. So what we're going to do is use just one finger to start, but then I'm going to show you the proper scale fingering because it's going to help our improvisation. So let's start with the scale of F major. So we start on F, and then we play our B flat here, skip over the B, and then we come back down. I love starting with scales first when we're first beginning improvising because it kind of teaches our ears what exactly we're going to be playing and what that key sounds like. And it's also teaching our fingers which notes to play and which notes not to play. Now I'm going to show you the proper scale fingering, and I want you to practice this because it is going to help you in your right hand immensely to know how to play all of the different notes and not run out of room with our fingers. So if we count on our fingers, we have our thumbs always being 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And the reason that the key of F major is an easy one to remember with our fingers is because we never use our pinky. So this scale is one particular one where we never use number 5, our pinky. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out in a 5-finger position. So we have F, G, A, B flat, and C. But if we were to play the scale and we got to our number 5, we would have nowhere else to go with our fingers. So when we get to number 4, you're going to tuck your thumb under and go to the next note, which is C, and then reposition your fingers. So it will look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tuck your thumb under to the C. 1, and then we've repositioned our fingers. 2, 3, 4, and you'll notice that in that time I never used my 5 finger. All right, so let's try that one more time. Tuck. And then when we come back down, we're going to do the same thing but in reverse order. So now we start with our 4 finger, not our 5 finger, 4 finger, and go down. And we've run out of fingers now, so we're going to cross over, and we remember that our 4 finger went on this B flat. So you're crossing over with 4, reposition, All right, so let's do this entire scale with our right hand. Now we're going to bring that back in just a little bit to practice that more, but for now that is the scale in F major. Now we're going to go to our left hand, and very quickly we're going to be playing with both hands. But before we do that, let's figure out what our pattern in our left hand is going to be. So I'm actually going to move down here. This is middle C. I'm going to move down to this F down at the bottom. And I want you to play 5 fingers in the F major scale to start with, okay? So we're not doing the entire scale with our left hand. We're going to just do 5 fingers. And then come back down. So I would do that just a couple of times to make sure that those left fingers have autonomy and they're able to move freely. Right, in our left hand, I want your hand positioned in that 5-finger position, and we're going to play the first note of the scale, which is F, and then the 5th note of the scale, which is C. So we have F and C. I want you to just play those at the same time. That is called a 5th, and the reason that's called a 5th is because we counted up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So right now we're going to play 1 and 5 together, and that's the only thing that your left hand is going to be doing to start. Now immediately we're going to get our right hand involved. Now a lot of times for beginners it is scary to think about putting both hands together, but we're going to do this in a very easy way where we're alternating between left hand and right hand. Now for this pattern that we're going to be doing today, we're only using 1 chord in our left hand, which is this 5th. It's part of the 1 chord. If you would like to learn a beautiful chord progression in the key of F major, check out this video, and then you'll learn some different chords in your left hand. But for right now, to start out, we're just having the 1 chord in our left hand. I would like your right hand to be in this 5-finger position also. So right hand is F, G, A, B flat, and C. So all we're going to do is play 1 beat with our left hand on the F and C, and then 3 beats of any of those 5 notes in the right hand. So it'll be like this. That's it. So let's try this a few times, and I'm going to do 4 sets of this where I play 1 beat, 3 beats, 1 beat, 3 beats. Let's give this a try. And then we end together. So once that becomes easy, and that won't take you very long to be able to alternate between, I just want you to realize that look what you're doing. You are actually playing with both hands. So now that you've done the alternating patterns, we're now going to play them at the same time, where we are going to be holding the F and the C for 4 beats and then playing 4 beats over here. Let's give this a try. All right, we've now done that all at the same time, and now it's time to add some different rhythmic patterns in here. So let's put our left hand to the side for a second and talk about some different rhythms in your right hand. So for right now, I'm going to just stick with my 5-finger pattern here. But eventually we're going to make this the entire octave, but let's not worry about that yet. Now I want you to think of some different rhythms. You may not know what the rhythms are called, but you do know what they sound like because any melody that you sing has a rhythm to it. So it can be something like this. So some of those notes were fast, some of them were slower, some of them you're holding for 2 beats, for 1 beat, things like that. So give it a try, and let's try another one just to get our creative juices flowing. So after you've given that a try a few times with some different rhythms, let's now put it together with our left hand. So again, we're not changing anything up in our left hand. We're just doing 4 beats. So it's like we're going 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try this with some different rhythms over here. So after you've done that in the 5-finger pattern, it is now time to expand your right hand to an entire octave. So what an octave means is that's just the notes between F and F. Okay, so that's our scale that you have already practiced several times. So before we do this, I want you to practice your scale now with your left hand. So all we're going to do is do the proper scale fingering that we just did, and we're going to play the same F and C in our left hand. So it'll sound like this. And we can change up the rhythm in that. But you see how we can just make it fun. So it doesn't just always have to be the scale. It can be some other things in there as well. So now that you've practiced your scale, we're now going to put both hands together and go between the octave and see if we can come up with a really cool melody. Now, if you'd like to, put your sustain pedal down, which is the right pedal if you have one, and that is going to really pull your sound together. Hear how that's kind of mixing together? That really helps it to almost have an ethereal quality, and it just makes it sound a little bit better when you are playing. All right, let's give this a try. Now to give a little bit more variety in our left hand, but still only sticking with 2 notes. We still have our F and our C, which is called our dominant note, our 5. That's the only thing we're going to do, but this time we're going to separate them a little bit. So this time, I still want you to think in 4. So instead of holding it 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, I want you to now do quarter notes. Quarter notes are 1 beat each. So now we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I really want you to think of the way that your wrist moves to make this movement. I like to think of it like turning a doorknob. If you're turning a doorknob, you're not bending here in the wrist, and not just your fingers are turning. That would be weird. Try right now with me to imagine that there's a doorknob here, and you're going to try to turn it without turning your wrist. Just use your fingers. That feels very awkward, doesn't it? Now we're going to pretend like we're turning the doorknob with our wrist. So that movement is much more natural, and that's what we want to happen in the left hand. So if you think of just your fingers moving with a lot of tension, it's like turning the doorknob without turning your wrist. But the minute you start turning your wrist, it really releases the tension in your fingers. So that's what I want you to think of. It's slight. It's a slight movement of your wrist, but it's enough to make a difference. All right, so right now we're going 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And once you become nice and steady here, we're going to put our right hand in. Let's give this a try. If you're really struggling to get that coordination where it feels a little bit off, you don't have to make it very complicated. Try sticking in that 5-finger position to start. So now we have two choices in our left hand. We have holding this down for 2 beats or 4 beats, and then we have alternating like this. So now we're going to combine all of that. I'm going to make use of the entire scale and both of those two different movements in my left hand. And let's create a beautiful song. Remember, this does not have to be fast, does not have to be complicated. This is teaching your hands about this particular key and this particular chord, and it's going to sound fantastic. Let's give it a try.
My hope for this video is that it has been extremely empowering for you, that as you learn these different techniques of playing with both hands without any music in front of you, that you will become confident in this new skill. Let me know in the comments below if this is something that you will try, if you have tried, and I would love to teach you more about any of these things. So if there's something you'd like me to dive a little bit deeper into, just let me know in the comments below. If you're struggling with left hand and you would like additional resources, make sure to check out this video. I have it linked in the description box, and it shows different left-handed techniques with some chord progressions. Until then, keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next video.